She was a confident young woman making the most out of life.
She had this positive vibe, positive spirit.
She was like a happy-go-lucky person.
Everybody loved her.
And her zest for life caught the eye of a charming older man.
Angel, if that's you.
They had reconnected later in life.
They enjoyed each other's company.
She was in love and went straight into a relationship.
Until a brutal crime tore them apart.
911, where's your emergency?
Somebody.
It was a grisly scene.
He wasn't the only victim.
I was shaking.
She's got a pulse.
Who was the target and why?
This is somebody that's not dealing with drugs just for recreational purposes.
Could this have been a drug deal gone wrong?
Or was it more personal?
He had made very serious threats towards her.
She didn't tell me what she was doing.
And the truth will leave everyone speechless.
I brought him some merchandise and he didn't come through.
He was the worst of the worst. When does it become too much? It's dangerous.
She was dealing with a time bomb, and that time bomb went off.
November 21st, 2018. It's early Wednesday morning in Alton, Illinois, a close-knit community across the river from St. Louis, known to many as the most haunted small town in America.
It's home to a lot of haunted history. Spooky and abandoned hotels, ghost tours.
Haunted and cursed, that seems to be the theme of Alton. Our luck is kind of our personality.
And for one Alton resident, the city's reputation has hit too close to home.
Around 4 o'clock in the morning, 911 dispatch received a call from a young man named Jerry Phelps.
911, where's your emergency?
25 shot. Oh, God, I'm bleeding.
It was clear that he was in pain.
Where's the person that shot you?
Oh, I don't know. He came inside. He just left.
Jerry's telling police that he needs help. He's losing blood fast.
My legs are getting numb. I don't want to die. He's somebody.
First responders arrive within minutes.
Alton police, we're coming in.
Inside, they find Jerry collapsed on the couch, covered in blood and gasping for air.
He was shot in the chest and then a couple times in his legs.
He was in a significant amount of pain and had difficulties communicating.
But Jerry manages to point the officers toward the back of the home.
My friend, Angel.
Okay.
Jerry lives with a woman. He doesn't know where she is. He doesn't know if she's okay.
Police make their way down the hallway and round the corner into Angel's bedroom.
They found her up against the dresser with numerous gunshot wounds about her body.
She is in a pool of blood.
Ma'am?
The gravity of the situation was very apparent. Angel was in dire condition.
She's got a pulse.
31-year-old Angel Siddle was always a bright light in the lives of her loved ones.
She lived her life and she had fun. She enjoyed every day.
Angel was that person to make you laugh and make you have fun. She was one of those people, you love her.
She didn't just touch your life. She touched your heart.
Even as a child, nothing could dampen her spirit.
When she was a baby, every time she woke up, she didn't wake up crying. She woke up, smile on her face.
She loved her mom, and her mom loved her very, very much and took very good care of her.
As she got older, Angel excelled both academically and socially.
She was a good girl, and she was polite. She was excellent with numbers and math.
She was popular. She had a ton of friends.
But at home, Angel was dealing with more than she ever let on to her classmates.
Angel's parents separated when she was young, and she spent most of her time with her mom.
Every weekend she went to her dad's house, but he became distant and kind of walked out of her life.
When you leave a child, that is something that sticks with them for the rest of their life. It's a wound that never heals.
But she never let her father's choices hold her back.
Hi, how are you?
After high school, she got her job and she worked there ever since.
She was a hard worker.
She had a good time. She didn't go into work saying, well, I hate this job.
She was always smiling, always happy. She made work fun.
Over the years, Angel's co-workers had become like family to her, and she'd even moved in with one of them, Jerry Phelps.
She was like, he's a good guy, he'll pay rent.
She invited Jerry to come live with her to help pay some of the bills around the house.
She was taking care of herself.
But while Angel's friendships thrived, she longed for something more.
She wanted love from a good man, you know, that companionship, that closeness. Because of her dad, she looked for is somebody to fill that. She never really could find that.
But eventually, she reconnected with someone from her childhood who helped restore her faith in men.
Angel, is that you?
Yeah. It was a man named Ernie Sykes, who was her best friend's father.
They hadn't seen each other in years.
Wow, it's good to see you.
It's been forever.
The pair quickly hit it off.
He was 20 years older than her, but they had a lot of the same interests.
Ernie made her feel like she could be herself around him.
The age gap made Angel question the attraction she was feeling.
Age becomes less important as we go on. The difference between a 17-year-old and a 27-year-old is a lot different than a 27-year-old and a 37-year-old and a 37-year-old and a 47-year-old.
The more time she spent with Ernie, the more Angel found to appreciate in an older man.
This person seems stable. He's got something going for him.
She was happy. I told her, I said, you know, age don't make a difference just as long as they treat you good.
She did like where the relationship was going.
But now, Alton police have responded to a 911 call from Angel's roommate, Jerry, and found them both on the brink of death.
Angel and Jerry had been shot multiple times.
Angel is fighting for her life in a critical condition.
Jerry was gravely wounded.
It doesn't make any sense how this happened.
What's going on?
31-year-old Angel Siddle had everything going for her. A job she loved, friends she adored, and a new man in her life.
Ernie Sykes was her friend's father, and they had reconnected later in life.
He was older than her, but I had like a good first impression.
She was happy.
But instead of planning a future with her new boyfriend,
She's got a pulse.
Angel and her roommate Jerry Phelps are now both suffering from multiple gunshot wounds.
Someone came into their house and shot them.
Angel was still breathing and she was fighting for her life. The authorities did rush both Jerry and Angel to a hospital very quickly.
As the sun rises, news of the brutal shooting sends Angel's loved ones reeling.
I got a phone call. It was the lady, and she said, we have your daughter here, and you need to get here as fast as you can. She's in critical condition. And I said, oh, my God.
While family races to the hospital to be by Angel's side, Alton, Illinois homicide detectives are called to the scene of the crime.
This was immediately treated like a homicide investigation because there was a high likelihood that Angel and Jerry wouldn't make it. And if they did, it would still be an attempted homicide.
First thing we find is a guy face up on the couch here, 2 hits to the chest. He advised there's another victim in the back.
It was important for them to gather as much evidence as they could, as quickly as they could.
Investigators scour the home for clues to what happened that night.
Based on the blood splatter, it looked like Angel and Jerry had each been shot in their bedrooms.
They located several shell casings in Angel's room. They located projectiles in the wall behind Angel's bed. They located shell casings in Jerry's room.
It looked like whoever did this caught them off guard, maybe while they were sleeping.
Detectives identify the shell casings as .38 caliber ammunition, but there's no sign of the shooter's gun.
It was clear that somebody had taken a gun out of the home prior to their arrival, which was very quick.
The police needed to figure out who was the intended target here, Angel or Jerry or both.
Searching the bedrooms, detectives may have found their answer.
Investigators did locate some drugs in Jerry's room.
They find empty pill capsules, marijuana, meth. And then in the back of the closet, they find a semi-automatic rifle.
That's not dealing with drugs just for recreational purposes, but this is a drug dealer who's looking to distribute drugs.
It's a discovery that opens a world of possibilities.
Is this a drug deal that has gone bad?
Was someone trying to get payback? Was Jerry being set up, maybe even robbed?
Hoping for answers, officers spread out to canvass the neighborhood for witnesses.
As police are investigating the neighborhood, they're not getting any answers.
This crime happened at 4 o'clock in the morning, so everyone around had been sleeping.
I don't believe any neighbors heard anything that evening.
Undeterred, detectives head to the hospital to speak with Angel and Jerry's families.
Hi, we're detectives with Alton County. We're going to do everything we can to find out who did this.
When they got there, Jerry was under sedation.
Jerry had been shot in locations that, had they been centimeters over, they could have proven deadly.
But Angel's condition is much worse.
She was in such a bad state.
She was shot 7 times.
She was shot 3 times in the left part of her breast, in her bicep, in her upper abdomen, and in her shoulder.
Doctors did everything they could to stabilize her.
Excuse me, detectives.
But in the end, it wasn't enough.
The doctor came in and he said, "I'm sorry. I can feel my eyes starting to water, but I don't think that I really wanted to believe that I had lost the best thing that ever happened to me." I said I'd be there for you, and I wasn't, and I couldn't even say goodbye to her. They didn't ask me, "Do you want to come in and say goodbye?"
Now you have the worst case scenario.
All hands are on deck at that point. It's a murder investigation.
Despite their best efforts, doctors in Alton, Illinois have just broken the terrible news that Angel has passed.
It was like, I must be still asleep. This is not really happening. I didn't lose my Angel.
Determined to get answers, Angel's mom turns to detectives who are waiting to speak with her.
Everyone's working as quickly as possible to make sure that this crime is solved.
I want to help. She pulls it together. She talks to detectives.
But she has no idea who could have done this to her daughter.
Was Angel on bad terms with anyone?
No, not that I know of.
How about boyfriends? Was she seeing anyone?
Gail knew her daughter had been back on the dating scene, but she didn't know who any of the new prospects were.
As far as she was aware, nothing out of the ordinary was going on in Angel's life.
She was planning things that were coming up for Thanksgiving and activities with her family.
She said everything seemed fine.
Well, actually, there was this one thing.
Before it happened.
To find out why Angel wanted to leave her own home, detectives contact her close friends and quickly uncover one potential reason.
They were hearing rumors that backed up what the police thought at the crime scene, that Jerry may have been selling drugs.
It's one thing to have a joint there that you're smoking, but when you have drugs all over the place and the paraphernalia is there, and in addition to that, there's a weapon there.
According to at least one friend, Jerry was allegedly in the middle of a dispute with a man known in the streets as the King.
He's been involved in a heated exchange between someone named the King.
There was some friction because of the drugs and the money that are involved in this situation.
It's street justice. You burn me, and you're gonna pay for it. And Angel just got caught in the crossfire.
If the rumors are true, the King is now detectives' only suspect.
Police check out their database to see if they can find someone under the moniker of the King.
They weren't optimistic, but they actually did get a hit. That alias was associated with a known drug dealer in the St. Louis area.
They put a bolo on his vehicle in hopes that they would maybe find him.
Within hours, the detectives get lucky.
A St. Louis police officer spotted the suspect's vehicle in traffic.
They brought him in.
But in the interview room, the King is less than cooperative.
Do you know someone by the name of Jerry Phelps?
No,
Okay. What were you doing last night?
it doesn't seem to be any of your business.
His position is that, hey, listen, I don't know anything. I'm not going to talk to anybody.
Until detectives reveal that they're working a homicide.
They reminded him that they weren't here to talk about any drug activity. They just wanted to investigate a murder.
Hold on. I didn't shoot anyone.
Then you've got nothing to worry about.
At which point, he finally starts to talk.
Okay, yeah, I know Jerry.
The King let his guard down a little bit, and what he said was basically, I know Jerry. Jerry and I, we had some activities.
I fronted him some merchandise and he didn't come through.
Did that piss you off?
Well, yeah.
But according to the King, he wasn't mad enough to do something about it.
He said there is no way I would shoot or kill anybody over drug money.
He also denies knowing anyone named Angel Siddle.
He said, I've never seen her. I don't know who this woman is. I've never been involved with her.
Then tell us where you were last night.
I was hanging out with some friends, okay?
He explained to law enforcement that on the night in question, he was on the other side of the river.
He said he was at a friend's house in downtown St. Louis.
Okay. We're gonna check that out.
And when police follow up, the alibi checks out.
Many other people could corroborate his story.
The drugs that were found in the home had nothing to do with this murder.
And that puts law enforcement back at square one.
But thankfully, they aren't stuck there for long.
One of Angel's friends, who detectives had originally reached out to, came in to talk to them.
Tasha was tremendously helpful.
She tells police that she definitely knows someone who wanted to hurt Angel. And that person was her own dad.
After ruling out one suspect in the double shooting of Angel Siddle and Jerry Phelps, detectives have just received a new lead from Angel's friend Latasha. Her own father, Ernie Sykes.
Ernie is now dating his daughter's best friend.
Latasha and Angel had been friends since they were kids.
Understandably, Angel had been nervous to tell her friend about the relationship.
At first, Angel was hiding it from Tasha, but then she decided to go ahead and tell her because of their friendship.
I mean, I thought it was weird at first, but they're both adults, so they can do whatever they want.
They felt like we're both in the same stage of life. We're both working and trying to do our thing. And if we care about each other, it doesn't matter.
But Latasha says she had concerns about the relationship from the very beginning.
There were some prior experiences with her father and her mother's relationship that concerned her.
She didn't know my dad the way that I do.
Tasha goes on to say, my father can be abusive, my father can be controlling, my father can be mean-spirited. Now, I've seen this from a front row seat.
But Angel was too smitten with her new boyfriend to take the warning seriously.
Angel is so much in love, she runs past all of these red flags.
And before long, Angel experienced Ernie's dark side firsthand.
We went out for drinks and she had this big black eye. And I said, what's going on? Angel confides in her about what's happening between her and her father.
She's been keeping a dark secret that, yes, Ernie is abusive to her.
Angel knew she was in a bad spot, but she was hesitant to cut ties with Ernie.
It wasn't all bad. They had good times too. It's not uncommon for someone in an abusive relationship to focus on the good and brush the bad under the rug.
She was in love with him. She thought he would change.
But as Angel tried to wait out the storm, the situation only got worse.
She come to work with black eyes.
She has physical signs that she's been abused, black eyes, she has marks, and Ernie, his pattern of abuse has continued.
It took her some time, but she finally did it. She finally left him.
They had split up. She was done. She was really done. She was not going back.
Latasha explains that closing the door on Ernie opened one for someone new.
She started hanging out with Jerry a lot more. He was really nice to her and treated her really good. I don't think she had that interaction with anybody like that before.
I thought they were really cute together.
She was happy, she was laughing, she was relaxed. She was Angel again.
However, while Angel had moved on, Ernie was still clinging to the past.
He couldn't accept that they had broken up. He wanted to get back together. And when he heard that she was seeing Jerry, he was furious.
Just a few days before the shooting, the tense situation reached a tipping point.
Latasha told them that she and Angel were at a bar when Ernie showed up and caused a scene.
Ernie goes off the deep end.
He got into her face and was calling her names.
I know what you've been doing behind my back.
He was accusing her of messing with Jerry, and he said stuff like, I knew it the whole time.
Hey, I haven't done anything to you.
Screw you.
Get off
You
of me.
stay out of this.
He physically tries to get at Angel, and Tasha, the daughter, literally gets in the middle of these two.
But before they could leave, Ernie said something to Angel that made Latasha's blood run cold.
He had stated that her mom was going to need a black dress and he was going to send her home to glory.
He actually spits on Angel. I mean, that's one of the most disgusting things you can do to a human being.
I didn't think that he was serious, but clearly I was wrong.
Detectives immediately request the footage from the bar and confirm Latasha's story.
Ernie could be seen on surveillance waiting for her when she came out of the restroom.
That's him.
Just like Latasha told them, he clearly started a heated argument with Angel. So obviously, detectives wanted to speak to him as soon as possible.
But when they bring Ernie in for questioning, he acts surprised to hear of Angel's death.
Angel's dad?
You hadn't heard?
No, I don't talk to her people anymore.
He was like, oh no, I didn't know she was even gone. I am so sorry to hear that.
He came across as very disingenuous.
Ernie also blames Angel for starting the fight between them.
Look, I just tried to have a word with her. She came at me.
And he firmly denies having anything to do with her murder.
He said he was not in the area or near the house at that time. He never stepped foot in Angel's house that night.
Unfortunately, they have no way to prove he's lying.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
They can't put him at the scene. There's no DNA, there's no eyewitnesses.
But that's about to change.
Homicide.
Law enforcement received a call from the hospital.
Jerry Phelps was awake and ready to talk to police.
Detective, let's go. Jerry's away.
Detectives questioned the ex-boyfriend of Angel Siddle. He told them he played no part in her murder.
Ernie Sykes told them that he wasn't there, that he had nothing to do with this.
But now, Angel's roommate Jerry Phelps has recovered enough to tell his side of the story.
Once Jerry was able to speak with authorities, he was able to tell the story of what happened that night since Angel wasn't able to.
There's no doubt in Jerry's mind. Ernie Sykes is the man who shot him.
You sure it was him? Absolutely.
He knew Ernie shot them.
Jerry knew who Ernie was. He had seen him with Angel in the past. Ernie had been to the residence before, and that he definitely knew who he was.
Jerry describes the shooting as the almost inevitable ending to an already violent love story.
Jerry's able to let law enforcement know that all of the bad behavior and explosive behavior of Ernie is true.
Did you ever see him get violent with her?
All the time.
Apparently, Ernie would throw things, pull Angel's hair, even hit her.
If he ever hear like a thump or something got thrown or something, then he would intervene.
Jerry says he couldn't have been happier when she finally cut Ernie out of her life.
He obviously cared about her.
Jerry told authorities that they did start an intimate relationship.
But he says Ernie Sykes continued to cast a dark shadow over their relationship.
He more or less stalked her all the time.
He knew when she got off work and would wait for her at the bus stop.
He would follow her. He would call her. It was like he couldn't leave her.
Jerry distinctly remembers the day Angel came home after Ernie threatened her at the bar.
I'd never seen her like that.
She was scared, so scared that she did, in fact, stay at her mother's house for several days. At some point, she felt like things had cooled down, and she went home. Unfortunately, in this case, that wasn't long enough.
On the night of the shooting, Jerry describes how he and Angel enjoyed a quiet evening at home.
The two of them had watched a movie in his bedroom.
She was still a little nervous to be home, so we were just taking it easy.
When she was feeling up to it, she left to sleep in her own room.
Thanks for letting me stay in here with you.
Of course. I'm here if you need anything, okay?
But a few hours later, Jerry was jolted awake by a loud noise.
He heard screaming.
He remembered looking up from his bed and seeing the hallway light on, and he knew that was unusual.
Cautiously, Jerry went to investigate.
He hesitantly approached his bedroom door to look and see what was happening.
As he opens the door, to his surprise, Ernie is standing right outside of Jerry's bedroom door.
What are you doing here?
When he saw Ernie, he knew it wasn't good. He knew he shouldn't have been there.
And then all of a sudden, Jerry feels excruciating pain, and Jerry realizes, I've been shot. Jerry slams the door closed, but he's bleeding all over the place.
He remembers just feeling a huge amount of pain in his leg, and Ernie fled. He then attempted to locate his telephone and was able to call 911.
Through it all, Jerry had no idea what happened to Angel.
Is she here? Can I see her?
That was a difficult piece of news for the detectives to share with him.
I'm so sorry. She didn't make it.
I can't imagine what that's like. The the regret, just the sadness. How could I have kept this from happening?
Now armed with Jerry's eyewitness account of what happened, detectives are ready to confront their suspect again.
They knew that they had to find Ernie. They were able to locate him and bring him in for another interview.
At first, he had stuck to his original story, that he had nothing to do with this, and he had no idea what happened to Angel and Jerry.
Look, we know you were there. We talked to Jerry.
Once he was confronted with the evidence that authorities had against him up to that point, his story did change.
Ernie's new account of the night of the shooting is the last thing the detectives ever expected to hear.
He says, okay, I was there, but here's what happened for real this time.
He said, yes, I shot him, but it was self-defense.
After recovering from his injuries enough to speak to police, Jerry Phelps has identified Ernie Sykes as the man who attacked him and his roommate, Angel Siddle.
Ernie has been displaying abusive behavior towards Angel.
He was able to say that Ernie Sykes was the person that shot him.
But when Alton police brought Ernie in for a second round of questioning, he quickly turned the tables.
He said he had gone to Angel's house at around 3 or so in the morning in order to get some of his property. And when he got there, he stated that while he was in the home, Jerry just came out of his room and started firing a gun wildly.
Ernie's story changes to the point that he said it is self-defense. I grabbed a gun from Jerry and we start fighting and wrestling for the gun.
He stated that Angel came out of her room and that Jerry used Angel as a human shield to avoid being shot.
He said it all happened so fast, he didn't even realize what happened.
What did I do?
After that was over, he didn't call 911, he didn't go to the police station, he just left.
Investigators are certain his story is a lie.
The story that Ernie gives simply does not match with the physical evidence.
Couldn't happen like that because there was no blood in the hallway.
Angel was shot in such a way that someone intended to kill this young lady. And the way that Jerry was shot 3 times was not an accidental shooting. The only person at the scene who is physically not injured as a result of the shooting is Ernie. He was the one that ran from the scene.
That doesn't make logical sense.
Stand up. You're under arrest.
Although Ernie refuses to come clean, detectives have all the evidence they need to make an arrest.
They charge him with the death of Angel and the shooting of Jerry.
While Angel's mother is relieved to hear that her daughter's killer is in custody, Ernie's arrest does little to ease her pain.
She maybe didn't bring him around me, and she didn't let me know that he was beating up. If I would have heard that, I would have made sure that I was over there.
Sometimes there's that fear of like, I don't want to put my support network in this situation.
I blame myself because I wasn't there to take them bullets for her.
It's just terrible, terrible, terribly sad thing. The questions, what more could I have done?
When Ernie Sykes' trial begins in March 2020, Angel's loved ones are there to face him.
Angel's mother was always there. It was a very emotional time for all of her family and her friends.
In their opening statements, the prosecution paints Ernie Sykes as an abusive ex-boyfriend who was pushed over the edge by Angel's rejection.
There was probably a power imbalance from the beginning because of their age difference and the fact that Ernie was her best friend's father. But when she left him, she took that power from him.
As Angel started to slip away, the desperation started increasing and increasing.
For a while, Ernie thought he could salvage the relationship. But after his fight with Angel at the bar, he knew they were finished for good.
She was not going back to him.
He thought if he couldn't have her, nobody else could have her.
So a few days later, Ernie showed up at Angel and Jerry's house in the middle of the night.
It was unclear how he got into the house. Angel had been taking precautions to make sure they locked the doors, but he did get into the house somehow, in some way that didn't wake anyone up.
In the darkness, he crept up on Angel while she slept.
Ernie Sykes snuck into her room late at night where she should have been safe.
What are you doing here?
He shot her while she was in bed.
But she was still clinging to life.
Angel had managed to get out of bed and make it over to the dresser, fighting for her life.
As Ernie fled, he encountered Angel's roommate, Jerry Phelps.
Jerry heard a loud noise, and he decided to get up and to investigate.
Ernie, without warning, shot him also 3 times.
What are you doing?
To build their case against the defendant, prosecutors call a surprising star witness, Ernie's own daughter, Latasha Graves.
She did come into court and testify as to the relationship that Angel had with her father and the prior instances between them. I don't think that was a decision that was made lightly, but she knew that something needed to be done.
When it's the defense's turn, Ernie takes the stand and tells the court a new story about what happened that night.
His story changed again. He said while he was there, someone else came in and did the shooting.
This mythical, magical person shows up that really did all of this bad stuff.
Some person who had never been disclosed prior to this.
He was trying to talk his way out of it. I was like, man, why does he keep lying?
The jury doesn't buy it for a second.
We went to the restroom, maybe smoked a cigarette, and by that time, prosecutor was out there waving us to come back in. It was that fast.
Ernie was convicted of first-degree murder for the murder of Angel, and he was also convicted of attempted murder of Jerry.
In line with the heinous nature of his crime, the judge hands down an equally harsh sentence.
He named off how many years he was getting, and it was a total of 125 years with no chance for parole.
He's never going to live a life other than prison. So that does give me some calmness.
Even though Ernie's punishment provides some measure of relief for Angel's loved ones, it's no replacement for the life he took away forever.